Everybody, I wanted to talk to you about a blog I did on the stop method. So let's get into that. Um, so this is a good grounding tool if you can put it in place for yourself. If you're feeling overwhelmed by, if you're feeling very stressed, your stress levels are rising. If you're feeling very anxious or fearful, um, if you feel like, even if you feel like you're procrastinating or oh yeah, I recognize I'm stepping into people pleasing, or if I'm feeling angry, it's a good idea then, the brain isn't working properly, so it's a good idea to stop, basically, stop. That's what it's all about. It's about stopping and being proactive. And I'll go into the details of how you can go be proactive using this method in a second. So as I said, it's a good grounding tool that we can use on the go anywhere. Just take some time out for yourself, anywhere from 3 minutes to 5 minutes, and just step away from everybody. You can make it a bit longer, and I'll go into how you can make this a bit longer and a bit more proactive for yourself. It is based on mindfulness, and sometimes if you get quick enough at it, you can do it in about a minute. But I would aim for 3 minutes really. I give it some effort and give it about 3 minutes minimum. And then as I said, if you need some more time as you observe what's going on for you, you might decide, oh, I need 5 or 10 minutes here. So that's okay. So what exactly is the stop method, and how do you use it? It's actually very easy, and the reason we use stop is because each letter stands for something you need to do, an instruction that you need to give yourself, to help you, calm down a little bit, reduce that anxiety or fear or stress in particular. Whatever it is that's overwhelming you, and whatever it is that has got you caught up in some negative thinking. So the first thing you do is stop. So the first letter is S, and the S stands for stop. Simply stop whatever it is you're doing, if at all possible, or as quickly as possible, after you realize you're feeling overwhelmed, and take a step away. Now, if you're in a public place, or if you're in work, that might be a little bit difficult, but you can always pop to the loo or hop out to the car and just go out to the car. Um, right now, you're feeling too overwhelmed by whatever it is, whatever the emotion is going on, whatever way your thinking is going on, whatever way you're absorbing it, you are feeling too overwhelmed, and if you keep going, you're going to either blow up in somebody's face, or you're going to be taking it out on yourself, or you're going to be making a lot of mistakes. So you're going to have to redo things. So simply taking that 5 or 10 minutes for yourself is going to be more proactive than continuing the way you're going at the moment. So the first letter, S, stop. Stop whatever it is as quickly as possible. And then the second letter is T, so we take a breath. A few deep breaths, okay? 3 deep breaths minimum. Try and let that, that exhale be longer, so that we are, it starts to calm us down a little bit. You can expand that a little bit there and go to the bathroom and take 3 minutes. Even if the kids are there, make sure they're safe and they're corralled, and then hop into the bathroom and take 3 minutes to a 3 minute breather for yourself. I've talked about 3 minute breathers. There's a free podcast on how to do a 3 minute breather. Go check it out. It's very easy. The other thing you could do is rhythmic breathing. That's simply inhale for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and you inhale, pause for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, pause. So it's like more like a box, okay? So think about it, in for 4, pause for 4, out for 4, pause, in for 4. Just, you get the idea. But even if you can just think of in for 4, out for 4, then rhythmic breathing is what we're talking about there. So the next letter is O in the word stop. So this is where we actually observe what is really going on for you at this moment in time. So that's either around you or inside you. So we're looking at our own bodily sensations. Where are we feeling? If you can, okay, not everybody can, but can you notice? Is there a tightness in your chest or your throat? Is your shoulders getting hunched up? Even noticing, oh, I'm holding tension. Where am I holding the tension? Where are you holding it? If you can notice that, it's okay if you don't. Um, Emotionally, what's going on with the emotions? How do you feel? I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling frightened here. You've stepped into that fight or flight mode, or I'm freezing up. Okay, what emotions are you feeling? I'm feeling very stressed. That's okay. You're naming them though. You're calling it out. You're saying I'm feeling stressed, so I need to take a minute for myself, and that's being proactive to step away for that minute. Mentally, what are you thinking? Now, if you have time, there's a few things you can do here to expand this. I have put some questions that challenge your negative thinking. So if you had time even later on to go back and say, okay, this is what was happening for me then. This is how I was thinking. If you made even just a quick note, I talked about it last week about making a note. I'm just looking for some sticky notes. Even if you just made a note on your sticky notes, sorry, of how you were thinking at the time. I was feeling really stressed. This was the thought that was going around and around in my head. And then later on, you can go and take these 7 questions that I've put in at the end of the blog. So go to the blog, check them out, write them down for yourself, and then use them as a checklist to have a look at any negative thinking. So that's one way you can expand it. If you have time in that moment, then you can do it there and then. The other thing you can do is to do another grounding technique within this observe, the O, and that's to put in the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. Now again, I've listed out what that is. I'll go over it in a second, but that's very good for grounding yourself. You're observing what's going on around me. Okay, this is how I'm feeling, this is how I'm thinking, and then you go to ground yourself even further by doing the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. I'll call that out in a minute. I'll just go through it in a minute with you. The last letter in stop is P, and it's to proceed. Now I like to add in the word proactively here, because that's what we're trying to be. We're not trying to be reactionary. We're not trying to, fly off the handle or whatever. We're trying to stop ourselves, take a breath, observe what's going on for us, and then we're going to do, proceed with an actionable step that is proactive and in our best interest. So what could help you here? That's going to depend really on what's going on for you right now. So it could be that you are feeling overwhelmed by everything that's going on around you, or you really don't know what you need to do next. So a brain dump could be something you could do. Simply dump everything out on a piece of paper in front of you where you can see it. Just get it out of your head, and then take off one actionable step, one thing, one task, small task, 5 minutes or something, 5 to 10 minutes maximum, that you can complete right now and get you going again with the momentum of doing something. But it's, again, is this in my best interest? So you might also want to look at that list and say, can I ask for help with anything on this list? Can I delete anything, or can I delegate it? Sometimes we're perfectionists or people pleasing. We don't like to delegate. So think about it. Maybe something we need to do is get up and do a very quick walk. Even 5 to 10 minutes of a quick walk can help, get rid of those fight, flight, fright hormones that are flooding your system. Get them up, get them moving, and calms us down a little bit because we're using them up. The other thing we can look at here is, are you looking after your basic needs? When was the last time you took a break? So you can think about putting in the HALT acronym here, which is, are you hungry, anxious, are you angry, are you lonely, are you tired? You need to look at that and see, okay, is there something do I need to go and eat something? Do I need to take a break for a few minutes because I'm getting really tired? am I feeling anxious, so I need to go out for a quick walk, or do a breathing technique to calm me down. Am I angry? In the same sense there, we would need to calm down a bit. Maybe we need to, write down a few thoughts that we can tackle later on at home. Are you feeling lonely? Do you need to make a phone call and reach out to somebody on your positive supporters list? We really do need to make sure we're meeting our basic needs before we go back to other tasks that we're trying to do. But with this whole proceed proactively, the whole idea here is to proceed with your best interest at heart and not to react to whatever is going on around you. As I said, like, the stop method is really good, and it can be used throughout the day to help ground you as you need it. And don't forget, it's okay to get up and move away, move around as you're doing the steps. And as I said, this can help shift that excess hormones in your body that's flooding your system. You can also use it prior to settling down to do a meditation, because sometimes we can feel very anxious, or we feel very antsy before we sit down, and we just can't sit through a meditation. We find that very difficult. It's okay to do a walking meditation, to actually walk around while you do a meditation. You keep your eyes open and you focus on your surroundings when you're meditating, or the soles of your feet if you're indoors, or if you happen to be somewhere that it's warm, you can take off your shoes and walk on the grass, if it's safe to do so. But even I've done walking meditations myself, focusing on how my feet hit the ground. So it is okay to get up and move, just to say that to you. But just also, you can use this method to, like, just check in. How am I doing? Like, stop for a minute, take a few breaths. How am I doing at this moment in time? What's going on for me? Am I okay? How am I feeling? And just check in with yourself. As I said, there are about 7 questions that you can use for the negative thinking challenge if you want to expand that section a little bit. So getting back to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique, that's very simple. It's basically 5 things you can see right now. So you check in and you literally name them, candle, window, curtains, whatever it is, floor, door, desk, chair. It's whatever you can see. So 5 things. Then 4 things you can feel or touch right now. So it could be the desk, it could be your cardigan, it could be, you have a water bottle there, whatever you can touch. 3 things you can hear right now. So, you got to stop. Sometimes we have to stop and think and close our eyes and really focus in, particularly if we're feeling overwhelmed. What can I actually hear right now? Maybe it's the birds, if you're outdoors or near an open window. It could be something. Check in. It could be the people around you making phone calls. Just check in. 2 things you can smell right now. So take that breath. Take a couple of deep breaths, and on each of them decide what are 2 things you can smell right now. And then the last one, it's 1 thing you can taste right now. So maybe take a drink of water. A lot of us would have a drink on our desk if we're at work. So take a drink, and that you can say, yeah, I'm tasting how water feels in my mouth. The other thing you can do there is name 1 good thing about yourself. A lot of people find that very difficult to do. But don't worry. You keep trying. And even if you're saying the same thing over and over again, it's okay. You will eventually add in something different. So the 5, 4, 3 technique is written down. It's in the blog. Go check it out if you want to. Write it down for yourself so you can keep it somewhere handy to check it. The other thing you can do there, if you cannot remember that at all and you're in a panic and you can't remember, I can't remember that technique, I just can't remember. Just name 3 things you can see, 3 things you can touch, and 3 things you can hear. So it's just 3, 3, and 3. And that works just as effectively. The whole idea is to bring you down a notch and ground you back in. So that's basically the stop method. I hope you find it useful. Give it a go. Don't just do it once though. try it a number of times for the week, and see how it works for you. You can adapt it. As I said, there's ways to expand it, and there's ways to shorten it. So give it a try. And that's it. As always, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will talk to you all again on the next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you then.